1, 2, 3, everyone. Look at me. Or if you're listening to the podcast, listen to me. Luke, do you know why I'm talking like this?
No.
Because our audience are fucking children sometimes.
Oh, we're just going there right off the bat.
Yep, straight off the bat.
Okay, guys, sit down. Mum and Dad are talking and we need to have a chat to you.
We do need to have a chat to you guys because last week some of us made some mistakes, didn't we?
What happened?
Well, I would like to not just be the single parent in this, please.
No, I'm the cool dad.
No.
Go on, tell off the kids. What do they do?
Quote you before. Our audience is fucking dumb.
No, I would never say that, and I never have, and I never will. All right.
Last week, Luke.
Kids, guys, if you stick around, we'll get Macca's after this. But anyway,
Have a happy meal for
your
all
boring
of you.
mum has something to say.
No, you guys know that I love you. I love you with all my heart. Each of you individually, but all equal, obviously, because I can't have any favorite childs here.
Yeah.
No. But last week, I got quite a few DMs. We also got quite a few comments under the post.
It was one comment.
Was it just one comment? Comment under that one. Yeah. Oh, I got messaged though.
I got one DM.
Did you personally got a DM?
I got a DM about it too.
Really?
Might have been from the same person. Who knows?
Maybe. Anyway, got quite a few DMs from people after the chat where we talked about what our future child could potentially look like. Mm-hmm. Now, in it, I say very strongly that I'm on a very strong...
No, afterwards you said you told another story about birth control.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Afterwards I told...
Immediately after. So we did the TikTok AI filter of what our future baby would look like.
And then clearly everyone just turned off there.
If you missed it, by the way, go back and look. It's frightening and
terrifying.
And that's why and one of the many reasons why Meg is on birth control.
I am on birth control. We then go into talking about my birth control and the issues I've had with my birth control for about 15 minutes. And now still people under the comments and also in our DMs were like, I reckon this is actually Meg's way of saying that she's pregnant. I reckon Meg's actually pregnant after I just spoke for 15 minutes about the contraception that I'm on.
Yep.
So
and
kids,
it's good to know the mind-boggling intelligence of this audience.
Really is.
Just like week after week, you guys simply blow me away.
You guys, like...
I read the comments and I think that must be a joke. And then I read the DMs and I go, fuck, it's not a joke.
You're not joking. Now, obviously...
But maybe it is. Maybe I need to give more people the benefit of the doubt.
But this is the thing, Luke. We attract what we reap. So it just means that apparently we are spilling out such sewage from our mouths.
Yes.
That our children are just... copying exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, this podcast is not for intellectuals.
Yeah, no.
Last week we talked about horse cum for 10 minutes.
And now, Luke,
I like that we expect any more from our audience.
You talked about, we were like, oh, how do they jerk off the horse?
And it was fascinating conversation, might I add.
But as the parents, Luke, I'm not going to take any responsibility on this one. And I'm going to say, it's your fault. Your fault, kids.
That was a little silly of the people who did message us implying that Meg was pregnant. You must have just tuned out during the next 15 minutes of chat. Now, this was a great comment. This one came in from Minx Rule. The first picture of the AI child looks like my cousin's children. And yes, my cousins are married to each other. So that is a pretty accurate description.
That's pretty
of the Luke and Meg gene pool. Future gene pool.
Oh, fuck.
I like that we're not even related.
We're
but
not. And
we just have such horrific heads, apparently, that our offspring will look incestuous. Regardless of if we're related
or not. Oh, God. I really need to get that DNA test just to make sure that we aren't passing on anything because far out, I don't...
You know, this is going to sound mean. No, I won't say it.
No, go on. Nah, now you have to do it.
It's mainly me confessing a guilty thought that I will admit I've had a few times in my life.
Oh, boy.
Do you ever remember like there was a few kids at high school where you looked at their face and then you remember like just catching their parents in passing at like a parent-teacher interview night and you went,
oh, shit, it makes so much sense. Yep. There was multiple kids, more so in primary school. And I would see the parent and you'd be at like a school fair or something, or because you'd have way more events to go to when you're in primary school. Yeah, but I feel
like you don't really like start looking like who you're going to look like though until you're older.
That's why it's so crazy, because these kids were like identical images of their parents. It was weird. And it was like the perfect mix as well. Like you could see each feature. So you know how like some features are kind of mixed? Like if your mum's got a small nose and your dad's got a big nose, sometimes you can come out with a medium-sized nose.
I guess.
No, this one was like, holy shit, the eyes are the dad, the nose is the mum, the mouth is the dad. Like it was like someone had created a Mr. Potato toy.
Yeah.
And like
mesh the two. You know what it is? It's like when you make a face when you cut out clippings out of a magazine and you cut out like lips of a model and then like you cut out the eyes and you just make this Frankenstein.
Yeah, it looks face. Like that. A mache, the paper mache ones.
That's what I look like.
Did you ever have a potato friend? It was like the poor man's Mr. Potato. Did you ever make one? Where your mum would soft boil a potato and you'd create.
Oh, no. This is the part of the podcast where I have to tell you that I probably just had a friend that wasn't a potato.
When we were struggling, my mum would make me like a potato, and it would be like a little bit. It wouldn't be like so soft that it would fall apart, but it would be soft enough so that you could like stick in different pieces.
It can only really be a friend for like a day.
Yeah, it was a friend for a day, and then and then I had the rock buddies.
Yeah,
which was where you got a rock.
You used to hang out with rocks.
Put 2 eyes on it, and it would become your best friend.
I remember that. That was actually a thing. Like when you put the googly eyes on a rock.
Yeah. Or
that
like
was a thing.
The rice in a. Oh my god, this is really saying so much about my childhood. Like I didn't have toys. I just had like my mum would get a balloon.
Off food. You had rotten food.
My mum would get a balloon, and this is a smart idea. I actually still think that this is a smart idea. She'd get a balloon, and then she'd fill it with rice.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
And, like, you could either create something out of it, or you could turn it into juggling balls.
Most people used it as a stress ball.
Yeah, or a stress ball. I used it as juggling balls as well. Mm-hmm. It was fun. So, yeah, guys, I'm just saying, if you're struggling for cash out there and you got kids, there's other things you can create.
Thank you for reminding me about that, because sometimes, like, for example, the story you told where you met the swag on the beat guys at the airport, sometimes in public, like, we'll be out and I'm like, what's up with her social skills? And then I get reminded that you used to hang out with potatoes and pebbles.
Oh, she was talking to a rock for 6 years of her life. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget. And that's my bad.
Well, Luke, you just need reminding sometimes.
I don't know. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like we should spin the wheel because people get angry at me all the time. And then, is there any more comments and stuff that you want to read out?
I have a lot of misheard song lyrics following last week's discussion about people's misheard song lyrics were sent in. So I'll share those later. I did have more correspondence. A lot of correspondence with last week's episode.
So much, probably the most.
I can't believe people were so opinionated on just various parts of the episode. Oh, another thing I have to address from a couple of episodes ago. We talked about our new love for country music.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying Luke Combs wrong the whole time.
Combs.
Yeah, apparently it's Combs.
Oh.
And we were saying Coombs. I always thought it was Coombs. Yes, is it not Coombs?
It's Combs.
I only got a couple of DMs about it, so maybe they're wrong.
I think the only reason why I thought that was because when they're with their accent, they're like Luke Combs, and like Combs kind of sounds like Combs, you know?
Maybe.
So I just thought it was Coombs.
It is
but
only
it's actually
one O.
Combs.
It's only one O.
Huh? We're just fucking idiots then.
Yeah, I don't think it's a double O.
Oh, if it's not a double O, we're definitely just idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Good to know that. Now,
Lucky you're
Luke,
not pregnant in a way.
Like, shit, far out. The offspring is just
All right.
looks and intellectual ability just not there. All right.
We're off to Tassie this weekend.
We are.
So definitely a wind down.
I'm praying for a wind down. I'm so nervous right now. I feel like I should address this. Straight after recording this podcast, I'm going to go and get my teeth taken off. And we don't know what's underneath there. And if I have like snapped teeth and stuff, then I'm going to be walking around for a month. I won't because they've got like little clip-on things, clip-on teeth. But I think I'm going to want to wind down just in case they're really bad.
You're way too nervous about
I'm
this.
really nervous. I'm so nervous. Anyway, wind down. I'm hoping for a wind down.
It was a wind down last week, but yeah, I could go back to back. Actually, I didn't consider this. Depending on the how the Matildas go tonight, we're recording this on the Wednesday, so you guys will already know the result by the time this comes out. If the Matildas get up tonight, the finals on Sunday, and we're going to be in Launceston, and I'll straight up be honest with you, I just want to watch Reese watch the Matildas in the final. I'm not going to be looking at the TV. I'm going to be looking at him look at the TV.
Having a meltdown.
So this man posted a video. Actually, I'll get it up.
You got to get it up.
So Reese is a massive soccer fan. You've been in soccer since you're a kid.
Yeah.
You're literally like, you're literally wearing a green and gold soccer jersey right now. Because it's like the day of the match. And you know what's funny about before the show? I was like, I didn't even realize you owned like a Matildas jersey or like an Australian soccer jersey. He goes, oh, no, this is my old 2014 one. I'm saving my new jersey for tonight for when the game starts.
And he's like, I just change apparel because he's
I've got a rotating system going.
He has a day outfit. This is his like little foreplay outfit leading up to the match. All right, so this is Reese's reaction. I was with some friends, and this is after the Matildas
won the penalty shootout.
Yeah. So she's about to kick it. Ball goes in.
I was also quite intoxicated.
I think that's more words in 15 seconds than you've ever said.
Probably.
You know what it sounds like? You know when you throw a chip to a pack of seagulls and they get really excited and they're like, ah, ah. That's what it sounds like. Like this shootout is your chip and you guys are like, ah.
I also on my phone have, because there was a couple times before in the shootout where we could have won but we missed. So I have videos of me just going like filming like that and we've missed it. Me just going, fuck. And just one more thing. After that, we went and did shots to Slim Dusty.
Oh, to Slim Dusty.
Yeah, we had Slim Dusty pumping.
You are the most patriotic man alive. You know what? I change it back. Assuming the Matildas win, it needs to be a turn up.
Yes.
Okay.
You're so bad.
It was
at
a
spinning.
It was a weak spin.
It
Can I restart?
It was a really weak spin.
Sorry.
Got to fucking I'll hold it down for you. Go.
Wait, can I move the mic?
Yeah,
to really
move
give
the
it a
mic
crack?
stand. Yeah.
What about if it hits like such a velocity that it burns up
Then
and incinerates?
Well, hopefully it incinerates last on the turn up.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Ready?
Oh, that was quite a powerful spin.
Oh yeah, look at the
it's
flap
still
go.
going.
Oh, that flap is just
Flap,
ticking
flap,
there.
flap.
Flap. Oh, yeah, it's a wind down. We are winding down. Luke, we might get caught out this weekend. This might be the weekend where we get punished, potentially.
Depending on the results.
Yeah, awesome. So, Luke, we have had...
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just always forget to plug my shows. So obviously
We should do it
Tasmania
now.
this weekend, Hobart, Launceston, Gate. It's probably too late, but get your tickets. And then
definitely
New
too late.
Zealand went on sale, and holy shit, selling so well.
It's selling so quickly.
Yeah, Auckland's selling really quickly. Get on it.
Yeah.
Dunedin is over half sold out. And it slowed down because there was some confusion. If you thought it was sold out, it wasn't. They only released half the tickets for whatever reason.
Well, they probably thought that it was going to go much slower, clearly.
I don't know why you would ever think that at a Luke Kidgel show.
I know.
You know?
It was crazy.
These tickets
Oh,
are
so
it's selling like hotcakes.
they really
I
are.
don't even know what a hotcake is really. Why do people
a
say
pancake.
that? Yeah, I know, but they don't sell well. Like no one ever really wants pancakes. I feel like I'm the only child ever ordering pancakes at a cafe.
Nah.
Selling like hotcakes means like, oh yeah, like 4 people want them. You know, my tickets used to sell like hotcakes, and now they sell like some
Lukewarm
kale
pancakes.
smoothie that every girl orders when they go into like. I feel like we just hang out at douchey cafes. Anyway, New Zealand get your tickets.
Yeah.
And Queensland and WA and Northern Territory. Oh, Alice Springs is selling terribly. Not a massive shock, but please, if you live there,
Please.
if you are
please,
listening to this in a desert, come along.
please come to the show.
Even if it's not that desert, come from your desert to our desert.
any desert.
If you lived in the middle of Egypt somewhere.
Journey over. Grab that camel. Hitchhike it over here.
Yeah.
Sorry. Spotlight's texting me with some more wool updates.
But that's all. LukeKidgel.com. All right.
And one more thing. The hoodies are selling out really, really quickly now.
Yeah.
And I'm about to pack probably like the last majority up for the New South Wales trip.
We're just going to straight up warn you, if you live in WA, there will be none left. And
Yeah.
Queensland, we're not sure how many will be left. And we can't order anymore because the suppliers take months and months to get them because it's like
Yes.
from China.
Yeah.
So like, and
if
we
you
order
want
like
them-
thousands at a time, and they come on like it's not like back in the day we just used to order a few hundred or whatever. Like we order like
Thousands.
what are they called? What do they come on?
Pallets.
Pallets
Yeah.
of them. They come in like big trucks of. It's a lot.
Giant pallets, yeah. So if you want a jumper and you want to secure the jumper, we highly recommend getting them online just because, they'll probably be, majority of them will be sold out
We'll
by
have
the
them in
end of this
Sydney.
tour.
We'll have them in Sydney next week.
We'll have them in Sydney. But like after the New South Wales leg, a lot of them will be gone.
And the final show at the Enmore in Sydney is almost gone.
Really?
That's wild.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. Well, that's that done. So quite a few weeks ago, we brought up the that we wanted to get some stickers made. And if you wanted a Luke and Meg sticker, you would have to do the Chubby Bunny Challenge, which is where you get your marshmallows and you try to fit as many marshmallows in your mouth while going like 1 chubby bunny, 2 chubby bunny, 3 chubby bunny.
It's to prove that you listen to the pod and that you're a loyal listener and that you listen to like 40 minutes in.
Yes. Now, I haven't gotten the stickers
As I
made.
say, there's a few problems with this. One, we never got the stickers made. Classic us.
Well, no, actually, I've been utilizing it as a way to get rid of some of our old stock. So, what? They get free t-shirts and free stickers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so we've got quite a lot of like old stock that like tiny things would happen on them. Like the print wouldn't come out as bright or, I had to wash them one time for some reason. All of that stuff makes a perfectly fine t-shirt not sellable because obviously you can't like wash or do that to a t-shirt. So we've got like a bunch of t-shirts left over and like a bunch of other stuff from the tours. And so I've been making like little kind of like bags of things that I can give out to people. And I figure while the stickers are getting made, that's like the alternative.
So has anyone done it?
Yes, we've had 3 people do it. And now
It doesn't say great things for the listenership of the pod.
no, because this is
You know what it is? Because it's a high effort. You got to bring marshmallows to the show.
No, Luke, that's not the issue. Because guys, we thought that the audience would be doing the Chubby Bunny Challenge, right? But the only chubby bunny here is me because people will bring me the marshmallows and they'll say, I don't want a sticker. That's all good. I just thought I'd bring you a bag of marshmallows. And so every single show, pretty much get a bag of marshmallows. And I've been eating the whole bag of marshmallows.
But that's not. So people just.
I've turned into the Chubby Bunny.
So they want to let you know that they listen to the show.
They just don't care about the sticker.
That's a problem. So the sticker needs to be a high quality sticker that's wanted.
That's wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it.
Well, we haven't made it. It doesn't exist.
Well,
Maybe there's a reason why there's not too much demand, because it doesn't exist. There's no design floating around.
well, no, there is. So I thought what we could do is just behind you there, Luke, we've had one of our listeners create a cute little kind of like logo design here. Yeah. I was thinking of putting that on it and say...
We'd have to ask the person.
We would have to ask the person.
This is not our intellectual property.
It is not our... Yeah, it's not. We wouldn't be selling them or anything though. And it's just a really cool, fun design that I really, really like. And so we'll ask if we can use that. And then I was going to say, like, I've completed the challenge, or like I did the challenge, or I don't know. I feel like, or like underneath, like
just like loyal listener.
Or loyal listener.
Or,
yeah, that's good.
I'm in my Luke and Meg era.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know. I'm trying to connect to the youth.
Yeah, you're not doing a good job.
Slaying with Luke and Meg.
Slay.
I don't know.
But yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna ask if we can use them, because I really like them. But at the moment, it's more the care package.
Can I see these videos, please?
Oh yes, you can see the videos. You can go fourth. I'm sure you go fourth. Four chubbies. Let's go. Yeah, very good. You deserve it. Praise. Another Chubby Bunny challenge here today. We are very excited for this. I reckon you could do 5. I reckon you could go for the 5. Come on. I feel like I'm going to promote you guys choking. All right, that's good. You've done it. We've done the Chubby Bunny challenge. Challenge completed. You guys are awesome.
That's such an our listener. That's so white. They went for a high five, fucked it up, and then just hugged.
While their mouths are full of marshmallows.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you very much to the 3 people who listened to that episode.
But also thank you to the people who have graciously donated to my belly. Lots of marshmallows have been eaten, and I am the Chubby Bunny.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the Misheard song lyrics.
Oh, yes.
Just for a little bit of context, if you missed the last couple of weeks, I forget how it came up, but we started talking about misheard song lyrics, where you listen to a song your whole life and then you find out later in life, oh, that doesn't say that at all. Yep. And I don't know why I said that. We just got so many submissions. We have to do it one more time.
Yeah.
50% of them are just girls saying the Taylor Swift one, the blank space, the Starbucks lovers instead of long list of ex-lovers or something.
I really love that everyone who says it as well, especially those super common ones, is like, oh my God, I'm so unique. Yeah. No one else thinks this.
No.
And it's like, babes, you got this off TikTok.
This was a great one. Imagine Dragons Demons, which people, it's where my demons hide. Welcome to that song, right? Mm-hmm. My sister said that she thought it said, it's where Matt Damon hides, instead of where my demons hide.
It's where Matt Damon hides.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I want to see that music video.
There was a few variations of Turn Down for What by Lil Jon. Obviously, the famous song with the drop. A lot of people confused as to what it said before the drop, which I think is fairly reasonable.
Yeah.
This is from May. I thought Turn Down for What said burn down the hut, and I would scream that before the beat drop.
Burn down the hut.
But it's fair enough, because Turn Down for What isn't a sentence.
No, it's not.
It's confusing.
I mean,
it leaves people going, what?
Yeah.
Turn down for what?
And everyone's like,
huh?
what? And then it just hits this crazy.
Turkey wearing thongs was my favorite one.
I was about to say, ever since you did the turkey wearing thongs, I have never been able to hear that song any other way.
For context, years ago on my solo podcast, I used to say that, like, honestly, I just said one day on the podcast, I feel like Lil Jon can say anything before the drop and it doesn't matter.
Which is true.
And so I just started making up things that he could say before the drop, and one of them was turkey wearing thongs.
And then someone decided to clip it and add it into the song and then play it in a nightclub to other people. Kelsey, yeah.
He was a Discord member and came to my Melbourne show actually.
Yeah.
Weeks ago. Shout out him. So this one I got a lot of times and I don't really know why. A lot of people think Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Chicken in a pan.
A lot of people think the lyric is living on bread.
What?
Yeah, living on bread. It's just like, low, living on bread. I guess that they thought it was about like struggle of being like lower class.
I can kind of see it. I can hear it a little bit in there.
Old Town Road, they thought it was I'm going to take my horse to the hotel room.
Ooh, that's
definitely a hornier connotation. Emily thought Summer of 69 started with, it says I got my first... It says I got my first real six string, talking about his first guitar.
I got my first real six string.
Emily thought it was I got my first real sex dream. But that means like they thought the following lyric, played it till my fingers bled, like gives it a real new meaning. It was literally the summer of 69.
She's listening to it like, this is disgusting lyrics, just truly appalling.
It turns the song being like about the year of 1969 to like the position. And this has got to be my favorite one that got submitted from Daniel. As a kid, I thought, don't go chasing waterfalls. By the way,
don't go chasing waterfalls.
Oh, you need to know that his name is Daniel Ward, full name.
Okay.
As a kid, I thought Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls from TLC was Don't Go Jason Ward, which is my dad's name. He thought this song was about his dad.
And
Don't go Jason.
This is the thing, Luke. You absolutely know that his dad didn't deny it. He wouldn't have denied it. He would have been like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and a fair few people were gaslit. A lot of the submissions were like people being gaslit by their parents into thinking like maybe inappropriate songs were more PG lyrics. Like a few people said, my parents convinced me when I was a kid that the song Sex on Fire said socks on fire.
Yeah, I had a lot of those ones.
But that's just because like, I guess when that song came out in 2008, maybe some of those people were quite young at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't appropriate to be singing Sex
That was
on
a
Fire.
lot of the songs that the lyrics had been changed for me was definitely because I was just too young to sing the actual lyrics.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like socks being on fire is more of a hazard though.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is that better? Is it really better?
But yeah, thanks for your
Promoting
submissions.
Yes, thank you for the submissions. They were very funny. I liked them.
We went to see Talk to Me.
Yes.
The new movie by the Racker Boys, Australian directors, Danny and Michael Philippou, which is very cool. Formerly of YouTube fame, now of mainstream and actual fame.
Yep. And it was an incredible movie. It was so good.
It was great.
And it was really funny on the lead up to it because Luke hates scary movies. He hates them so much.
I don't find any joy or pleasure in voluntary discomfort.
But that's the point of it. Like when you go and see a horror movie, like the idea is that you get that uncomfortable, horrible feeling.
That's the part that I don't understand. The fact that that's the point.
But it creates adrenaline, and that's why it feels good. That's why people go back, because adrenaline gives you little dopamine hits.
Go to Flinders Street Station at night. What do you go to the western suburbs and call someone a fuckhead if you want to feel something? There's other ways to get your kicks. I don't understand it. You don't have to pay money. You can do that for free.
Well, no, because that's actual danger. When you watch a scary movie, there's no actual danger involved in it. And you're actually quite literally sitting in comfort when you're doing it. And you've often got other things there like popcorn and yummy stuff or like lollies and stuff with you. And so it's like even though you're in this really nice environment, you're feeling shit scared. It's awesome.
Sure. It was great.
Definitely was scary.
It wasn't like jump scary.
There was something. It wasn't too jump scary.
There was no jump scares in the whole film.
Yeah, there was.
In my head, it was more of like a thriller.
Yeah.
And it was the
psychological thriller.
Yes.
Yeah.
The coolest part about it was seeing something that was shot in Australia that didn't look like it was shot in Australia.
Yeah. It was so good. And the actors in it were also freaking amazing.
Everything that's shot in this country looks like a rerun of Blue Water High. Like everything you see on the ABC is like, no, Cleo, no. Or like,
do that.
I don't know, like Red Dog looks like an Australian movie, like just in the acting. I don't know. There's something about Australian cinema that puts a lot of people off because it's just...
There has been quite a few TV shows like that have come out recently though, where they are actually getting... Technically, they're no-name actors, like no-name Australian actors, but like they're not going for names. They're just going for good actors now, which is awesome because it's giving obviously way more opportunity to people who are super talented. They just don't have a name for themselves yet. And they're creating these amazing TV shows. And I haven't really seen too many movies yet, but like there's been a couple of TV shows that I'm like, they're finally starting to get it.
Yeah.
But those TV shows aren't being shown on TV. They're being shown on like streaming services.
TV sucks.
Yeah.
But
yeah, TV's still like they're still getting the same actors thinking, "Oh yeah, cuz these are like named actors or like that people know."
But no one knows Australian actors.
I know, that's what I mean.
There's that one guy who like it's always like, yeah, he was on Packed to the Rafters. Like that's like what it is.
Yeah.
In Australia.
Yeah. But it's starting it's kind of starting to branch out a little bit more because people are now able to get funding through different streaming services and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know this for sure, but I heard that because I was confused to how they funded it as well.
We saw them when they were doing the audition process.
Last time I saw Danny was when they were in Melbourne doing the sound design for it. Like they'd shot it. I saw them.
No, they were still getting actors for it. I had a full
I saw
discussion
them
with him.
at the
Oh,
when
you
we
had
did the Misfits.
Oh, you had a secondary.
Thing at the
Yeah,
Comic
right.
Sans.
Right.
I've seen them a couple of times because they're sometimes in Melbourne.
Yeah.
They used to shoot a lot of the Misfits videos when we used to do Luke and Lewis at the
okay.
thing.
Yeah.
So I used to bump
You
into
would
them
have seen them way
occasionally.
more.
But like I was definitely close with them back in the day. Like we stayed at their house one time for like a few days in when I was quite young actually, like very early into doing comedy, just filming sketches with like all these Australian people, like Frenchie was there and you know, whatever. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. I forget what I'm trying to
The funding.
Oh yeah. Because it got picked up after they'd already made the movie at Sundance by A24. So it got acquired. So they'd already made it. So I was like, wait, who the fuck paid for this? And I think it was partly Screen Australia. And then I think I can't confirm this because maybe I shouldn't say this, but I think they just got a lot of investors.
Yeah, but there was also different companies that like heavily
I know
funded
people
it.
that were annoyed that they didn't invest in it. Like who were asked at the time, like if they were interested, and they've come away going, why didn't we do that?
Which is insane to not jump on that, given like the talent that they've put into their. You can see how amazing their other videos are.
Maybe I will admit when we went out to lunch with Danny, this would have been years ago. Me, you, and Ruben.
Yeah.
In Adelaide.
It's in Adelaide
Yeah. This was when they were casting the movie.
It was when he was writing it because I hadn't seen
it.
them for ages, and this is how dumb I am. I was like, "How come you guys aren't uploading anymore on YouTube?" And he's like, "Oh, we're like writing this movie, and we're kind of over YouTube and getting censored and blah blah blah." And I was like, "That's completely fair." And then he was telling me about the movie, and he was just like in this. I could tell he he's like, yeah, I haven't left the house in 3 months, and I've just
he
been.
was fleshing it out still. That man did not sleep. You could
Yeah.
tell he was just ADHD'd up. Like,
And I'll be honest, at the time, I was like,
man
oh,
was sitting on the chair with both of his legs up. Like, he was like perched on the chair like a little frog. And he was just like, yeah, so like, you know, how are you guys going? Because I've been up for like fucking 3 months straight or some shit. Yeah.
And I remember
Anyway.
he got like a chicken parma or something and was like eating.
Oh, he was eating it with his hands.
oh, you were there as well.
Yeah.
He was eating it with his hands. Like, this man had not left the house in so long. But it's like genius brain working.
Yeah, they're the kind of dudes that like walk through Rundle Mall wearing bare feet and trackies, and they're like
So rich.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they. I don't know. No, I more just meant like they also like then go over to LA and hang out with like
Yeah.
you know Seth Rogen and like all these like big influential Hollywood people, and then
Who
like
also walk the streets barefoot. Yeah.
like those boys are so strange. Like one time we were in the car. It's so funny. It's like they have this like massive, like now this Hollywood presence and
Yeah.
respect,
Yeah.
and from the people in the industry, like Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson,
Yeah.
were like complimenting their film.
Yeah.
right. Like some of the biggest directors of our generation.
Yeah.
of all time. And one time I was in the Rundle Mall parking lot, and Danny couldn't be fucked to pay the ticket, so he spent 15 minutes going, "Oh, I lost me fucking ticket! I lost me ticket!" into the machine, like you know when you press the intercom button.
Yeah.
And he argued and argued until there were like 10 cars built up behind us,
They just let
and
him
eventually they just let us. And I always think about that because when we saw Barbie, I
Yeah.
walked into Hoyt's, and then up on the big screen as we walked into Hoyt's, it was Danny and Michael being interviewed,
Yeah.
like because their movie was coming out. And this first thing I thought, I was like, yeah, that guy didn't want to pay $10 for parking 3 years ago.
So good.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be sharing that. I feel like they would.
Why?
Give a shit.
They
don't
would
give
not
a
give a
shit.
shit, dude. They're like the most
But they've
laid back guys.
Always been such genuine sweethearts. Like I was so young and like new and didn't have any subscribers or anything, and they literally invited me into their home. There's like
Yeah,
a
they don't
sketch
care.
on my channel that like Danny's in that has like 7,000 views.
Resurface it.
I forget what it's called. I think it's called like Interrogation or something if you want to go find it. It's
Oh,
something
yeah,
about
I remember that.
interrogation. I forget
Yeah.
what it is. But anyway, I just think it's so cool. It's like the coolest thing that's come out of Adelaide since the Hilltop Hoods. Easily.
Easily.
Like
Easily, dude.
very cool. So
It's really cool, yeah.
congrats to them.
Yeah, very, very much big congratulations because it's a really amazing film.
And now I have a cool claim to fame.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
now my biggest claim
I
to
was
fame.
in that car when he didn't pay that ticket.
Yeah. My old claim to fame used to be Frenchie. So like, sorry Frenchie, but you've been replaced.
Frenchie's gonna go and write a movie now, just so we can one up you.
You know what was really good? I don't want to spoil the film too much, but this is in the trailer, so that's fine. It wasn't like your classic, usually in a horror movie, just people are getting like murdered or killed in some way, or even by a spirit. Like, regardless of what it's killing people, there's like something killing people.
Yeah.
This wasn't that. It was like, so they have the hand. If you've seen the trailer, it's like they have the talk to me hand, and you hold onto the hand, you say talk to me, and then the spirit like gets let in you or whatever. And people like, it's about kids doing it at a party like for kicks.
Which is absolutely what would happen if something like that actually existed. Kids would abuse it for party tricks.
Maybe it's because I'm not that deep into the genre, but on my end, it felt like an original thing that I hadn't seen before. Maybe
it was definitely
does
original.
exist out there,
It was
but
good.
I thought it was like a super original take and shot so well, and I was just watching it in awe the whole time.
Yeah, I was just stunned. I was so stunned.
I was like, it's just so cool. And there was some bits that really reminded me of their YouTube videos. There's one scene in particular, it's like a montage scene when they're all taking turns with the hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this feels like an old school Racco video. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was like,
And like you were saying that you watched, I haven't been able to watch it, but you were saying that you watched the process of how some of those
behind the scenes.
Yeah, the behind the scenes of how some of those were shot and just how long it took to actually shoot just like a 2 second.
The preparation of the is insane, but then they actually, I think they shot the whole movie in 6 weeks, like because of COVID. They filmed it when COVID was still a thing.
Oh,
so
okay.
they time got shorter and shorter and shorter until I think they filmed it in like 6 or 7 weeks, which is crazy short. It's supposed to be 3 months originally.
Which is amazing on everyone's behalf. Like the actors would have been just pushed to their absolute limits, which I guess is a good thing because like you see the characters get more tired as it goes on anyway. Yeah. So like it is it is kind of like a natural progression in the film and in real life, I guess. Like you see them getting more like withered and tired.
Yeah, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I think it's just like the way that they shoot it.
I think they're going to become
unique.
like two of the biggest movie makers, hopefully, of our
awesome.
time. Because usually you have to like leave. I think like the usually the consensus in this country is you usually have to leave like to make it, which is true to a point. Like
for funding reasons as well. Like Australia just isn't big enough.
No, but I was saying, making the opposite point. They proved that you don't have to. They had to leave to get it acquired. Like they had to go to Sundance and stuff to get it noticed.
Yeah.
To get anything like picked up and just distributed on such a large scale, you have to leave. Yeah. But the fact that they made it here and funded it here, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously you still have to leave to like do anything with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know. I think the reason why I was so like, not dismissive. I was like stoked when he told us that day that he was writing a movie, but I was just a bit like, oh man, why did they throw away 7 million YouTube subscribers? You know what I mean? For this thing that might not work. Because usually I'm living in this world where you go backstage at comedy gigs and everyone thinks they're going to get up a show. Like, yeah, man, we're writing a pilot. The amount of people who tell me on a week-to-week basis, yeah, man, we're just working on the pilot right now.
Yeah. And
you just like never hear anything. You like see them in 6 months. You're like, how did that thing you're working on go? Like, nah, man, they weren't interested.
Or it's like, the opposite and they're still going for 3 years.
Sure, but yeah, nothing.
You know what I mean? Like then it doesn't progress.
Yeah, but usually it's because the product is shit.
Yes.
Or the no one here funds stuff. It's for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But so when someone tells me, yeah, man, I'm writing a movie, I go, cool, man. It's like my initial response is to like, you just go, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Trying to get a movie up here. Like,
yeah.
So when I actually saw it and then you've seen how well it's gone, it's been the second highest grossing A24 film. So the biggest one since Hereditary.
Yeah.
When you look at that, you're like, that day in the pub, I really underestimated what he was working on.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew whatever they were going to write would be amazing because they're incredible writers.
Who knows? Like,
and also incredible, like just artists in general. Like the way that they film is so unique. The way that they like act is so unique, the way that just everything. So I knew it was going to be good. It was just like, yeah, the funding wise, I was skeptical.
They're like crazy. And I don't think they'd be offended if I said that. Like when we were there for that week, they were throwing people through windows of a rental. Like they didn't own the house and they would like throw someone through a window and I'm like, you going to fix that? They were like, I don't know. We'll see what the landlord says. And I'm like, I don't think they'll be thrilled.
No. But like they that's the thing. Like they never put any limitations on what they could create.
No.
And that is also why and how they've gotten to the point where they've gotten to. Because they didn't put any limitations. They went crazy.
We were fucking up their house for like sketches that were on my channel that were getting like 7,000 views.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, man, like destroy our garage door. Like if
we
it's
don't
for
mind.
the sketch, like then of course.
Yeah.
Like just like anything to get the shot. Yeah. And if you watch their videos online, like, yeah, they'll just hurl each other through like their parents' house has been fucked up so many times.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
You know what it is? I'm fucking so glad they made it.
I'm so glad
imagine that if they'd have just destroyed all their friends and family's homes for years on end, and then they were like, I give up. So I'm just so glad they did.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of holes in walls.
Oh no.
Put 3 holes in the wall in the garage.
Oh no.
We had our inspection yesterday and
You left me and you were like, all right, you can deal with it. You tell Chris about the holes in the garage that I created. All right,
said
bye.
You can blame them on me. So what a hero I am.
They were fine with it. It was just like it was stressing me out.
Yeah.
It was really stressing me out.
I ran my car into my bike and then the handlebars on my bike went through the wall.
Yeah, but it was such a perfect hole that you would have had to like just driven in, been like rammed the wall just and then just gone, all right, I've parked now, and then gotten out of the car and gone.
I'm a busy guy.
It was like a perfect hole in this very tough, strong wall.
Yeah, I treat my life like a GTA game. I just, roll in, get out, throw my keys to the non-existent valet. If Reese is standing in my driveway, I'll pivot at him. He's like, I'm not your butler, fuck off. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'm actually not a reckless driver. I think I just we got an SUV and it's a small garage, and I shouldn't put my bike in front of the car, but I have nowhere else to put my bike.
Yeah,
I shouldn't own a bike. That's the problem. I don't.
Why
ride.
do you own a bike? We don't go for bike rides.
What about
anymore.
if I ever wanted to get back into bike riding?
That's true. Then you'd need a bike, and we have a bike to do that.
On the off chance that I get that urge one day, I want it to be there.
God, we're gonna have a bike forever.
Let's go back to the bike jumps.
Yeah, but then if I
we'll go back to Dymo bike jumps.
yeah, that'd be sick.
We were okay. We got through it.
Oh, can we talk about this? Oh, you don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what. Yeah, sure. Why not? I guess.
There's been a crazy mystery that's entered our lives, and I don't know what happened or how it got there.
Luke, I told you I didn't take the shit on the pillow. Okay, when you went to sleep, it wasn't. I don't know.
It's an immature joke that didn't happen.
I don't know why. Hey man, I talked to rocks for 8 years of my life.
Yeah, it's showing.
Yeah. Well, what's the mystery?
I was in the garden and I was like, weeding and doing the lawns and stuff, and I found I would say a mini greenhouse.
Yeah, dude, it was a full-sized tent. A see-through tent.
Tent-looking greenhouse. I think you're supposed to put it over plants.
Yeah.
Or over a veggie patch. I would say about 1.5 meters long, 1 meter width.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 meter tall. And it was just upside down in the garden. And we have quite high fences because we live in a townhouse, right? So it's neighboring. The neighbors are close to us, so we got those extended fences.
Yeah.
And we have no idea how this got in our backyard.
No idea. And I thought, maybe the landlord put it there and told me, and I just forgot about it.
I had 3 theories, and I was sitting there staring at it for ages. I'll be completely honest with you. I'll tell you where my brain went second, because where my brain went first, that's the number one culprit in my head. I was potentially. One theory was it blew over the fence in a big windstorm because it's had a cover over it, could catch wind.
It was pretty it was weirdly heavy.
But our fences are 2.5 meters high.
Yeah.
Probably higher actually because they got the extender on it. So I don't know how that could have happened, to be completely honest. The wind just didn't seem realistic to me. I was trying to look at the trajectory of which backyard it could have come from. No one's knocked on our door wanting their greenhouse back.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been in our garden for. My other theory was the landlord left it there one day and we just didn't even know we were out or on tour.
Yeah.
And he wanted to put a greenhouse in the backyard.
Yeah.
I don't know why he would do that without telling us, but I was like, that maybe. My number one suspect, I thought Barry did it.
I know that you thought that. How can you think Baz?
Who is the only person in our life that does weird shit in our garden that is hard to explain? Our neighbor Barry, who doesn't water our garden anymore, hasn't watered it in ages.
He hasn't come in the backyard in 2 years.
I saw him the other day.
Yeah.
No, he's in the year, I would say.
In a year, maybe.
I saw him the other day. He's going, well, people always want a Barry update.
Yeah.
Going great. He told me some joke that I absolutely cannot repeat on this podcast.
Don't repeat it, mate. He told me his heritage. He was like, where are you going next? And I said, we're going to Tassie. And then he spent probably a good half an hour telling me how his family was from Tasmania.
Yep.
Not a shock at all. But I don't think Barry would have put it in there.
Well, that's all I can think of because I was like, he used to just wander in and kind of unconsensually water our plants. So I wouldn't put it past him to go, oh yeah, I had a spare greenhouse. I thought you guys might like it. But also just not tell us.
And just stick it in the corner where it isn't over any plants.
I'll have to ask him because I don't know how it got there. If anyone has any theories, and I should have taken a photo of it and maybe a photo of the fences and to try and get people's theories, but I didn't take a pic of it.
I was thinking as well that it could be, I'm pretty sure our next door neighbors grow weed. And so I was thinking maybe the greenhouse, like either they threw it over because they didn't need it anymore and they were like, oh, they're not going to know where it came from. Or
But it wasn't
blew
near
over in
their
a storm.
fence.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't. You're right. 'Cause
I
it
know
was-
where the people who-
You ended up putting it down there, but it didn't end up there. Yeah.
I know where the people who grow weed live, because one time a package got delivered to a wrong house. So I went to this other address. Someone's like, I sent it to this address, and I was like, that's not our address. So I knocked on this random's house, and this stoner dude wearing like footy shorts and a wife beater, like opened the door. So I assumed they grow weed.
Yeah. I've had a sniff sometimes and I'm like, oh yes, that's for sure the scent of fresh weed. That is some fresh grass.
So anyway, I have no idea where the mystery greenhouse that appeared in our garden was.
No idea.
And it's been kind of baffling me for weeks.
Yeah, and when our landlord came over, I was like, "Is that yours?" And he was like, "No." And I was like, we don't know how it got here." And he was like, "How could it have flown over a fence?" And I was like, "I thought you had some insight. Maybe it was like because he knows some of the people around in like the other houses
I'm
near
telling
us."
you, it's Barry.
I don't think it's Barry. I don't want to think that Barry
We're going to have to drag him up the driveway, get him in here and put him on a lie detector.
Barry, did you put the greenhouse in our backyard?
He probably didn't. I don't know. Anyway, it's just going to remain a mystery in my life. That is, I don't like unsolved mysteries. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of our neighborhood Sherlock, if you will. You know,
Oh,
I leave
are you?
no stone unturned. I can't even say the word
You
stone.
can't even say the phrase.
No stone
You're-
unturned, and then I give the stones to my girlfriends
Because I use them as pets.
yeah. Great. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. We will see you again next week. We are winding down, remember, or
Unless the Tillies get up on Wednesday, and that,
in that case, you might see a respin.
or just we break the rule.
We've said it before. If we get caught turning up or winding down,
We have to
on
get
it-
Hayley Razzle on the podcast. Oh no, that would suck.
No, we get punished if we get caught.
You can do the punishment yourself.
No, that's the deal.
I'll be
You created the deal.
I don't like the
You
deal.
made the deal.
Fuck the deal.
You came up with it.
Exactly, so I can change.
No.
That's what happens
not
when you
how
make the rules, dude.
That is not how that works.
It's like playing God mode on Sims. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. All right. See you later, everyone. Thank you for listening or watching, and have a good rest of the weekend. Bye. Bye.